welcome back to another YouTube video. So today's video is a really quick one today. I just want to show you my setup for waggler fishing, catching skimmers on the drop. In the autumn and in the winter, it's an absolutely deadly technique, and it's something I'm going to be doing quite a lot now over the next few months. So I'm going to show you how I set up my waggler line, catching skimmers on the drop. Hey guys, before you carry on watching the video, I just need you to do me a big favour. I need you to go back to the main channel or at the end of this video and subscribe to my channel. So if you haven't done so already, just press pause on the video now that you're watching and then go back to the main channel and press that big subscribe button. Also, what would be really helpful, press the notification button, the one with the little bell. That means you'll get notified next time I upload a video. So like I say guys, this would be a massive help to me. The videos are free, but the channel can only survive if you press that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Okay, so very quickly, let me show you the rod. So it's really simple. It's a 13-foot rod. I mean, I've had this rod for absolutely years now, but I think the point for me here is you need at least a 12-foot rod, if not a 13-foot rod, ideally. You need something that's quite soft on the end and the tip, because you're going to be hooking into skimmers, probably just a few ounces, up to probably even a couple of pounds. But if you've got a nice soft tip at the end of the rod, then that's going to sort you out. So 13-foot rod with a nice soft bend at the end. In terms of the line, I always fish, when I'm fishing for skimmers on the drop, I fish the Matrix sinking line. It's a 0.16mm diameter, equivalent to, I think it's about 4 pound breaking strain. Now I do that purely because, yes, I'm fishing for skimmers and fishing for silvers, but one, it's a very light line. It does sink just a little bit. And also, I know I could potentially hit in some bigger fish as well. You know, there's good chance of carp are going to come in. Even though my target fish is for silvers, they're mainly skimmers. I know there's going to be some big fish coming in and out of the swim. So I want something that's also going to give me the opportunity of getting them out. So that's why I fish 0.16mm diameter, which is the equivalent with the Matrix line of a 4 pound breaking strain. Okay, so now let me show you how I actually put the float on and set it up. Okay, so let me show you a couple of items I've got to help me get set up my waggler line. So first of all, one of the really things I would recommend anyone gets when setting up doing a waggler fishing is to make it really easy to get your float on and off, and that's to use these stops. They're actually in this packet. It's made by Preston's. On the packet it's called a pellet waggler kit. Now forget the name pellet on there. We can use these for absolutely any type of waggler fishing. It doesn't have to be pellet waggler, but the whole idea of these is there's 3 little plastic sort of stops, and in between them there's a link which we can then use to hook our waggler on if we want to keep changing it throughout the session. So I'll show you this a little bit closer as I put it on the line. An alternative method of doing this as well is there's also the normal stops you get them in various sizes. I'd recommend getting the medium if you're going to do it this way. But again, it's Preston one, but Map do it, and there's other brands. You basically, same sort of principle applies. You thread the plastic stop onto the line, but then in between you can then just add one of your normal links, and then you add a further stop on the other side of that link. But that's a different method of doing it. It's very much the same as what I'm going to do as part of this setup, but on this session I'm going to be using this actual waggler kit that has got it all on there, and I'm going to show you now how to do that. Okay, so like I say, I'm going to be using this pellet waggler kit, even though, like I say, it says the word pellet on there. You can use these for normal waggler fishing as well. So this is what the kit looks like. Not sure if that comes out on the camera, but basically you've got 3 plastic stops. There's multiple ones in the packet, so I think the packet comes with 5 in there, 5 or 6. But you've got 2 little plastic stops on one side of the link, then you've got a little plastic one on the other. So to actually do this, it will become self-explanatory when you see the packet, but it's got like a little loop. You push your line through the loop, little wire loop on the end there, then all you do, thread your line through, Make sure you got plenty of line pulled through, and then you just pull those plastic stops up your line and over. There we go, up your line, and then you just pull it off there. And now we've got the plastic, three plastic stops and the link on the line. So I just now need to just push that up the line, and then we can start putting our hook length on, our float on, and our shot. Okay, so we've got our link on with those stops, and just going to move that up the line out of the way. So the next step is to just create your loop for your hook length. So I'm going to do that. So normal loop tying kit, create your loop at the end. So again, I'm not going to show you that. I have actually done a video on this before, tying a loop for hook lengths, well, for anything really. So I will put a link in the description for that. So if you've never done this before, have a look in the description of this video, and there'll be a link to a video that shows you how I tie my loops for my hook lengths. There we go, just moisten that knot, just pull that over, pull that tight, there we go. I've now got my loop. Just get the scissors out, just going to trim that line there, just put that down there, there we go. So I've now got the loop at the end of my line ready to put on my hook length. So next thing to do is choose your waggler. So depending on where you're going to fish, I mean, it depends on your conditions, but pick the waggler you're going to use. So there will be other videos coming out very soon on actually fishing this technique, but this, like I say, it's just about the setup. So I'm going to pick today a 2 gram float, a waggler. So I'm going to be fishing, casting out probably around sort of 13, 14, possibly even 15 meters, because when you're fishing on a waggler, the fish do move out, so you do have to then follow them out. So I think with conditions, I'm happy with a 2 gram float. So I've now got, using that link, I've just hooked on my float, and that's how quick and easy it is. So using this particular setup means I can quickly change that float out depending on the conditions. Next is to just put on my hook. So I'm going to use a pre-tied one today. So I've got one here. I'm going to use a 16 SFL to a 0.11 diameter line. So I'm just going to get my hook on. So I've got my loop to loop there, put the hook through, and there we go. I've now got my hook on the line. So all I now need to do is get my shot on. I say shot, I always use stots. So first of all, I'm going to do is put in my droppers. So I've got my, I'm going to put a number 9 start off with. I'm going to put that around 5-6 inches away from my hook. Now I will amend these. I will move them around, amend them, move them around as the session goes on, depending on how the fishing is. But I always start off roughly around 6 inches from the hook. And next number 9 start goes on. Again, I've now got that probably around 8 inches. And then I start to move up to a number 8. Now, your shotting pattern will differ to mine, but this is how I do it. And this is the reason why I'm setting up this way, is because I will at some point fish this line later on. which will be on another video that will come out soon. And this is the shotting pattern I just want on this line. So I've got my number 8. So they're my droppers, 3 droppers, and now I just need to put more shot on, probably underneath the float, depending on its buoyancy and how it sits in the water. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to test that. That's almost perfect. I've got the orange of the tip now out the water. That is, at the moment, that's okay. I might play about with that and just dot it down a little bit more as we go along. But that's how I set up my Waggler line using a 13-foot float rod, a 0.16mm diameter main line, which is roughly 4-pound breaking strain. I then use one of these Waggler kits with 3 stots on, 2 on one side and 1 on the other, and then one of these links that I can then link and put my float on and make it interchangeable. Then made my loop for my hook length, put my hook on, and then I just put my shot up the line as so. So there you go, guys. That's really simple. I mean, it's a dead easy technique this to fish a Waggler at this time of year, catching skimmers. Hopefully on my next video you're going to see me using this rig and I'm going to be catching a few skimmers. So if you haven't already, hit that notification button so you get notified when I upload next. Also, if you haven't already, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Videos are free, so hitting that subscribe button doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me out. Also, if you can, please leave a comment. Let me know what you liked about this video. Also, let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. But until next time, guys, tight lines, and I'll see you on the next video.